What's going on, guys? FadeitLuie here, bringing you guys a brand new video. We're gonna be doing a mid-fade on my boy, so stay tuned. We started off by creating our first guideline with our go to effects contouring to his head shape. You want to make sure you contour this guideline to their head shape so the fade can flow better. Now that we're done bottoming them out, we can move on to our 2 guard all the way open and start to debulk the sides. We're going high enough that we attack the parietal ridge and then flick it out as much as possible. Now that we're done debulking the sides, we can move on to our no guard all the way open and create our second guideline. Before we blend out our initial guideline, we're going to go ahead and remove the stubble. Now that we're done removing the stubble, we're going to go ahead and try to remove our initial guideline. We're going to slightly close the lever midway and all the way closed and attack that line through millimeters. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to the 1 guard all the way open and create our third guideline. We're then going to use this same guard and the lever to soften up the line and get it ready for the half guard. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe is greatly appreciated. Thank you. Now that we're done softening up the line with the 1 guard, we can move on to the half guard and erase the line completely. You want to make sure to stretch the skin as much as possible with your opposite hand to give you more space to blend. Now we're moving on to our 2 guard all the way open and we're creating our 4th guideline near the parietal ridge. We're then going to use this same guard and the lever to soften up the line and get it ready for the 1.5 guard. Now that the line is soft enough, we can move on to the 1.5 guard and erase the line completely. Sometimes there's still a faint line after using the 1.5 guard, so switching over to your 1 guard all the way open and using its corners would definitely help take it out. Now we're moving on to our 3 guard all the way open and we're going to use the comb to feed the hair into the clipper while fleeking out with our guard. We're using the 3 guard all the way open to prepare us for our clipper over comb method. Here we're using our previous guards to detail and make the fade as smooth as possible. Now that we're done preparing our canvas, we could go ahead and move on to our clipper over comb and continue to shape our silhouette. When the cutting blade is going up vertically, I'm blending, and when the cutting blade is going to the side horizontally, I'm debulking. When using clipper over comb, you want to make sure you take your time and detail as much as possible. Now we're using our Gouda effects to shave off the sideburns and beard. Moving on to a C cup, we're going to go ahead and start off at the bottom and work our way to the top arch and go as slow as possible, making sure the hair feeds into the trimmer. Now that we're done with the sides, we can move on to the back. We're starting off with our Gouda effects, creating our first guideline. You also want to make sure you don't press too hard, because then you'll make this guideline as harsh as possible, and then it'll be hard to take out. We're now going to debulk with the 2-guard all the way open. Now that we're done debulking with the 2-guard, we can move on to our clipper over comb and begin to make the silhouette as smooth as possible and shape up the calic area. Now that we're done using our clipper over comb method, we can move on to our no guard all the way open and create our second guideline. We're then going to slightly close the lever and erase that initial guideline. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to the 1-guard all the way open and create our third guideline. We are neither occipital bone, so you want to make sure you spend more time here in detail. We're going to use this guard to soften up the line and get it ready for the half guard. Now that the line is soft enough, we can move on to the half guard and erase the line completely. As you can see, I'm detailing as much as possible due to the occipital bone. Now we're using our 2-guard all the way open to create our fourth guideline and prepare us for the clipper over comb method. Now that we're done softening up the line with the 2-guard, we can move on to the 1.5 guard and erase the line completely. Now we're moving on to our clip over comb method, and we're making the calic area as smooth as possible. You want to make sure you leave weight and shape up the calic area properly, because if you cut in, it won't look right. Here I'm detailing as much as possible with my no guard all the way open. I want to do a little test throughout the tutorial and see who's really paying attention. Leave a comment of my subscriber count down below if you made it this far into the video. My boy Ali did it. Moving on to the other side of the C cups, we're going to start off at the bottom and work our way to the top arch using the corners of our trimmers, making sure we don't press too hard. Now that we're done with our fade and lineup, we can move on to the top and begin to saturate the hair as much as possible so we can get the true length of the hair follicle. Now that we're done saturating the hair, we can start off by making our guideline through the middle of the cavities and connecting it to the sides of the parietal ridge. You want to make sure you feed the hair into the comb and make sure you pull it up as high as possible into your fingers, holding it as tight as possible and cutting it as straight as possible. Again, I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe is greatly appreciated. Thank you. Also, if you leave a comment down below, I'm 100% gonna reply to it. Now that we're done cutting the top and sides, we can move on to our Turkish razor and Derby premium blades and make them as crispy as possible. But before we do that, we're gonna apply some shave gel so the razor could glide a little bit better. Once you start using a razor, you want to stretch the skin with your opposite hand as much as possible and keep the blade at a 45-degree angle so you don't cut them.